Time now for a trip to Masterton. Ting Tools sends us to check out one of the largest hot rod shops in the land, Magoos Street Rods.
We've got a bit of an adage, we build nice cars for nice people, and that's been my business philosophy going through. We build a range of vehicles for people all around the country. We do hot rod stuff, we do street machines, we do restoration work as well. We're just keen to see people involved in the hobby and the sport. I grew up in Levin, and in those days we had the motor racing track there, so my original passion was motor racing. Red Dawson was my hero. He was a Ford guy, and the first hot rod magazine I ever bought, I only bought because it had Red Dawson's car on the cover. I saw that, read the magazine, thought this is pretty cool, and as it turned out, one of the vehicles that was in that magazine turned up in my town that following Friday night. And once I saw that car, I was hooked. And from there, it's grown from a hobby into a business, and our whole family's involved. We just love it as a hobby. We've made some neat friends all around the world, and so for us, it's a bit of a lifestyle as well. Every car is literally a hand-built vehicle, and whilst there's some design elements that stay common, you've all got a motor, gearbox, diff, etc., each car is individual and unique, and that brings with it its own set of challenges. It's not like a mass production situation, even of an exotic car. These are scratch-built, personalised vehicles. The hot rods of today are certainly more comfortable to ride in than in days gone past. We're using the modern brakes, the modern shocks, obviously they've got seat belts. We use a particularly good seat system in our cars, so I would dare to say they're actually more comfortable than these cars were when they were first built. The old days of being a rough and ready sort of ride are really gone. Today's clients want heaters, they want a bit of comfort in their car, they've got good stereos, and they are a pleasure to drive.
In New Zealand, scratch-built cars find their way onto the road by meeting standards set by the Low Volume Vehicle Technical Association.
Yeah, in New Zealand there's been quite some foresight. The LVVTA has got a very strict code of construction in terms of how we build cars, and that's been ultimately a good thing. There's been some tears and pain along the way, but ultimately it does give a criteria which has an emphasis on safety. It's meant that the authorities respect the work that goes into the vehicles that we do, and that's been a blessing compared to some other countries in the world, and particularly some of the restrictions that apply in Australia, where it's much more difficult to build a modified vehicle than it is in New Zealand.
Whether it's all steel or a fiberglass reproduction, the 1932 Ford cuts an iconic shape in the hot rod world. Closer to home, you don't need to look much further than the 2012 Deuce Days get-together. Hosted by Magoos and attended by over 80 32s, not to mention legendary US hot rod builder Roy Brizio, the show highlights just how popular the Deuce is in our corner of the globe, and they're set to do it all again in 2016.
New Zealand hot rodding, I think, is in very good shape. I mean, there is an ageing population, and the baby boomers are coming through. They've got the discretionary income to have their toys, so at one level you've got that. But there is also a school of younger ones coming through, particularly families, again, of some of those older rodders, and that would be the same pattern that's been in America. It's expensive to get involved in hot rodding at the lower end, but there are ways to get around that and build a car to suit your budget. So I think New Zealand hot rodding is in very good strength, and that's evidenced by the number of people that you're getting, the number of cars that you're getting at the major events all around the country, and the calendar is full. At the end of the day, I just like getting in behind the wheel of my coupe and going for a drive.